I used to be kind of a Jesus freak.
And Carson, Donna Tartt, my favorite women.
The mortifying ordeal of moving back in my childhood bedroom. It's kind of the antichrist of book sorting system.
Male manipulator book.
Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Léna and today we're doing a massive unhaul or declutter of my bookshelves. So I've recently gone through the mortifying ordeal of moving back in my childhood bedroom, and I've had to reckon with the fact that I've bought an entire house worth of new books, and I still have all of my children's books and all of the books that I had like before I moved out. I just don't have any more room on my wall for books, and so I really want to try to make some room for stuff that I don't use anymore and that I don't read, or that I don't really feel connection to or reason to keep, and just like unhaul that and to make more room for the books that are actually a better representation of my tastes. I used to delude myself into thinking that I was an actual like book collector, that I had a book collection, but I'm genuinely just a hoarder. And that's fine, but it's really not fine because space is just limited. I've just moved like 3 years worth of buying into my childhood bedroom, which was already like filled to the brim with stuff that I couldn't let go of from like primary school, middle school, high school, undergrad, and now all the grad school stuff is like moving back in, and it's really like just exhausting. Like, okay, I'm not a minimalist. I will never be a minimalist, but I also wasn't a maximalist. I was just a clutterist, and so I want this era of my life to be over. I want to stop hoarding stuff that I don't need anymore, and I don't want to have like visual clutter. Basically everything has to go. So that's my reading corner. We have my vinyl player, my Billy bookcase, some shelf that I put up with my dad a few years ago. I'm actually not gonna keep the rainbow sorting system just because I find it kind of ugly now, especially with my wallpaper. It's kind of clashing, and I want to find a better sorting system, not like better as in more practical, but better as in prettier. Sorry, I know. I should really sort alphabetically, but I don't really care. That was really needed. Like, I hadn't dusted in probably 3 years, so yeah. Now all of my books are on the floor, and I really want to sort them in the keep, give, and maybe pile, with the maybe pile being more for like going into storage / purgatory pile to see if I still want those books in 6 months, or if I want to part with them even if they have some sentimental value. Right now I'm actually taping my phone to the ceiling to get you this beautiful bird's eye view, so I hope you enjoy. Strap in. I don't know, I don't really have a strong attachment to it. I have Jean Anouilh Antigone, which is, well, yeah, it's a phenomenal play, and if you like Anne Carson, Antigone, you will like this one. Goldfinch, yes, one of my favorite books ever. Like, I liked it more than The Secret History. Controversial opinion, I know, but I identified so strongly with Theo Decker that it's genuinely embarrassing. It had more Greek translations. Do you sense a theme? Like, I should learn to read plays that are not translations from classical Greek plays, but I don't know if I can. No, I did enjoy Tennessee Williams. I did.
my signed copy of Call Down the Hawk. Yeah, baby. So it's a fucking keep. The book that scared the shit out of me that I never finished. Keep. I love this side of paradise. Like, extremely underrated as Scott Fitzgerald. Reads like a first novel, is all over the fucking place, but great. Beautiful Creatures. I love that book because the main girl's name is léna, and I was like, she's me. She's white. It's a me. Anne Carson, Donna Tartt, my favorite YA men. Not really, but like, kinda. Keep. I don't know that I am into Elsa Smile as much as everyone else. Everyone was like, Radio Silence, so good. It didn't hit for me. I don't know. Book that I accidentally stole from my primary school library when I was like 10. L'amant, Marguerite Duras, you crazy bitch. Yeah. Suggested reading in high school traumatized me more than 1984, actually. Let's keep. That's Andrew Mackie. I fucking love that book so much. More Greek plays in translation, but this one from the 18th century. So like, yeah, we're having some variation. It's invented being a sad French girl. I know it's controversial, but it hit. It's the party where I learned about the Berlin Wall. So obviously keep. I did not like this. Sorry to every hardcore fan out there. Book that is widely cited as like a male manipulator book, that every man who tells you it's his favorite book should be avoided, but genuinely influenced me in high school. Like, I don't think I would have gone to the US if I hadn't read this. Like, the idea of a road trip across America was so potent after I read this book. Like, it's such a powerful idea. Like, I have lots of hang-ups about what happens in there, but it's a really powerful book. Like, there's no denying that. So keep. Oh my god, we're done. As you can see from my completely different hair, that was a few weeks ago. The actual sorting of the books took like 45 minutes, and then I procrastinated putting them away on my shelves and like in boxes, and I kept tripping over them. And then one night I got so mad at myself that I just did it, and I didn't film it because it was night and you couldn't see anything. But yeah, that's why some of the books are backwards on the shelves. It is not a conscious design decision. Like, it does look good, but I hate it. Like, I can excuse rainbow shelves. I've done it, okay? But books backwards, I'm so philosophically opposed to it. Like, it's kind of the antichrist of book sorting systems to me. Like, it's so anti-book. Like, it looks good, but it's heinous. It's bad. It's like, no, don't do it. But yeah, I have stats. Some unhaul stats. I don't know that anyone cares about actual stats, but I care. And it's interesting to me because it kind of tracks my changing tastes. So in total, I unhauled 134 books, with 60 books that I'm gonna give and 74 books that I'm keeping as a maybe. So of the 60 I'm giving, 26 were textbooks or like more educational material, 20 were middle grade and younger books, which makes sense, and the rest were more like miscellaneous stuff. Then of the books marked maybe, we have 22 that are middle grade or younger, 18 that are school assigned readings, 15 that are YA, and 9 that are religious books. Now, this may not seem like an important category, but I grew up Catholic, and like I used to be kind of a Jesus freak as a kid. Like, you know, the decorative beads that you put like on friendship bracelets? I had a bead that was like a white heart, and I used to say that it was the heart of Jesus, and I kept it in my jewelry box, and I was like super protective of it and attached to it. So yeah, that's the kind of child that I was. I mean, I went to Bible school voluntarily for 8 years. Yeah, like I have beef with the Catholic Church now, but I'm still kind of attached to those books, and most of the books in the maybe pile are actually very like sentimental nostalgia books. Like, I know that I don't really want them anymore, but I'm not really ready to definitively part with them. So I think putting them in storage will help me get used to them not being on my shelves, and like it'll be easier to part with them because it's like kind of my childhood. Take you on like a small tour of my new bookshelves, or like my new reading nook. So like we have my vinyl player and my vinyl station. Like most of these I would say are an intentional collection. I'm not like buying stuff willy-nilly. Like, this is just like, well, DVDs I don't even have. I don't even have a DVD player, but yeah. Like, okay, now you're seeing the like Village People vinyl, and you're like, intentional? Yes, I love camp things. I'm gonna like have camp things. The lower shelf is like big books and also magazines. I know you're not supposed to keep magazines and you're supposed to throw them away, but they're very good for craft purposes, collage, and even wrapping presents sometimes. So I keep them. Then we have the other shelves. I'm so sorry, like for the backwards book, it's not an accurate representation of the kind of person that I am. Like, I promise I am not a book hater. I don't hate books. I love books, but yeah. Then we have the upper shelves. You can see that like I still don't have bookends. So I use books as bookends, but at least I no longer use empty bottles of alcohol like a fucking frat boy. I still have my little trinkets, actually like a piggy bank in the shape of a hamburger that my childhood best friend made me. Then we have my cameras, all my analog cameras, and also an old digital one, picture of me and my cousin. Some more trinkets like my pointe shoes from when I did ballet, Animal Crossing. I really don't care about baseball. Like, I actually hate baseball as a sport, and I think it's like completely useless and very boring. But yeah, those are my shelves. So yeah, I've done it. I've unhauled 134 books, which was kind of a journey, like a huge emotional journey for me. It was probably like a sweet few minutes for you, so I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave me a like, leave me a comment, or subscribe for the next video. Yeah, like, I don't know, what are some books that you would have trouble parting with from your childhood that you don't really vibe with anymore? Or like, what is your most hated book sorting system? Let me know. But yeah, thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye. Rainy day.